Well, I'm out on my Planet X Bootzipper MTB, hardtail MTB today. Just coming out to get some fresh air and a bit of peace and quiet. But we've got to go a bit further into the countryside than this to get what I consider to be true peace and quiet. Too many people here. Too many people. Yeah. See, they agree with me. Well, here's the road, but with a bicycle, especially with fat tyres like those, we don't have to take the road. We can go on the trails. Something tells me this is a lot nicer than the roads. Right. Motorcycle sign up there. Right, anyway, we're on the bicycle and this is a lovely little track. There's a car parked here. Possibly one person walking it, but there won't be no more. This is an old byway, bridleway, and I know it's old because there's a ditch and a bank on either side of it, and in wetter weather, in the wetter seasons, it's very difficult to get along here because it's impassable because it gets so boggy. But it has lovely views, panoramic views. Here's the view looking to the south towards Swindon. There's a valley in between, and the view to the north is equally as impressive. Hopefully we'll get a look to the north in a minute, but we're just going through an area where the hedge is thicker. In fact, I'll get off the bike and I'll show you why I think it's old. Here we are, look. We've got a bank with many different species of indigenous trees. Then we've got the main carriageway itself. And crossing over, we've got like a double ditch. Now this is really peculiar. Historical people will be able to analyse this. It's like a raised area here, and it dips down again. And we've got this going on, another bank. So yeah, I'd say there's something really ancient about this track. It's quite a special place, I think. Whenever I come along this track, this is all I ever hear. Just the sound of my tyres. It deviates off into the field there, but the track continues onwards. Look. There's a well-trodden path through there. It's nice to escape the busy, non-stop humdrum of the urban environment. I really need to come out of places like this. Well, that's an impressive display of blossom. Well, we got a finger post here, so the Bridleway goes down that way toward Blunsdon, and that way to where I just come, but I'm not sure what's up there. It's not marked on the fingerboard. I'll have a little look, but I think I'm going to end up going down towards Blunsdon. Yeah, I'll have a quick look up here. No, I won't. Do that again. Well, I didn't go along that byway up there in the end because I know it's only a short length of track, and then you end up in Hannington. But we've got some fresh activity here. Look, it's like a badger set. And I think there's little wood wasps that have made a nest in there as well. Another old finger post, look. So that way it's just a Bridleway marked, but we're heading on to Blunsdon. Yep, off to Blunsdon we go. Well, nice riding, all downhill. Very fancy. Oh. So I come to a section here which where the hedge has been cut out either side, so we can take a look into the fields. so peaceful. You can see an animal track there, look. Let's look over the other side. That's the way I just came, look. So this area has been given over to a conservation area, no public access. So it looks like they've let one of the fields go wild. I often wonder, another animal track running across here. That's the human highway and this is the animal highway. I often wonder about these old tracks because, you know, a man's lifespan, even if you're healthy, in the grand scheme of things, it's very short. There's an old saying that every third generation forgets the first. So basically most people, if they're lucky, can go back to their grandparents. But so that's my generation, my parents' generation, and my grandparents. In my case, I never knew a grandfather. They'd both died before I was born. But when you go back to your great-grandparents, in most cases, they're no longer in living memory. They've been forgotten. No one remembers them much. Their names are never mentioned anymore. And the great leveller has levelled them all, as indeed it does to everybody in time. But the lasting legacy of man is not so much the buildings that he puts up, because I mean a building can crumble in 100 or 200 years, but it's a road network and the paths, the bridleways. Places like this could be several thousands of years old, I would say. Could well be. Could go back to the Neolithic times. I'm glad I'm riding my MTB on this track, because it's where the horse riders have been. They've poached the ground up and it jars the bike all over the place. Like even my gravel bike would struggle on some of this. This is a nice section. There's a squirrel just run across. We had a couple of partridges earlier, just wandered down here. Yeah, it's very peaceful. This is the area where I get caught out every year when I come along in the winter time. You can see just how boggy it gets. Yeah, it looks old, doesn't it? It looks old. There's a lovely old oak tree here, look. This one here, I don't know how old that is to get to that size. Yeah. It's certainly a good age though. Right, which way do we go? Well, the lovely wooded Bridleway is now transitioned into a farm track along the side of a field. That's still quite nice, but it is has that feeling of being slightly more developed, of course. It sort of stirs up feelings when I see a tree like this stood on its own. Oh, there's something down in the hedge, down in the ditch. There's a little muntjac deer down in the ditch. Can you see it? Yeah, you see a tree like this stood next to a ditch away from the others. Makes you wonder what that's all about. So as you can see, this bridleway I'm cycling along is very well marked with finger posts, just like this one here. Hannington 2.5 miles, Lower Blunsdon and Castle Eaton that way. But every so often, literally about every sort of half a mile, you get little cut-throughs, little bridges, and this is footpath. So you can't cycle on these, but it's nice to get off the bike and walk into the field and see what there is to be seen. It's a large field, looks like wheat, and there's a woodland over there. Well, literally about 150 yards back round that way, round the bend, that's where the gravelled road surface ends. And then it comes on to like a grass track, and you think the route continues that way, but that doesn't. That's private that way. We've got to go this way along the field hedge, and you can see just in the top corner of the field there's a post there, and our route goes up there and then along this hedge over toward Eaton Hastings Wood. Yeah, here's that post in the corner of the field there, and there's an arrow. It's faded somewhat now, telling us we got to go along there. You wouldn't think it's public right away, would you? But it is. But they've got it well signposted, because if you do deviate, like there's a nice interesting little route here, but they soon warn you. There you go, look. Private, no public right of way. So anyone local who's encouraged to go out and ride this route, if you've seen it on the video, I got a bit confused here a few years ago when I first rode it, but I've been along here quite a few times now, so I know it like the back of my hand. Now we're leaving the field system alone, behind us rather, and we're coming into Eaton Hastings Wood. Lovely large piece of woodland this. I think the area is also known as Water Eaton, quite low lying in the winter time. It does get very boggy down here. Oh, there's a little muntjac. Don't know if you saw that. At least here, they're not going to get run over. interesting bridge. Just had to explore over the bridge to see what I could see. Just a lovely enclosed field. Looks old. I'm listening to the bird song as well. And of course the endless drone of mankind in the background. But I bet you though the dawn chorus is spectacular here in the mornings. Just drinking in the vibes along here, it's beautiful. Really nice. I think we're coming up to the main gate to Water Eaton Wood. So it seems what they've done here, I reckon the wood's been sold off as blocks and private individuals have come and bought small lots of woodland. I think you can buy them, you know, about 2 or 3 acres. The wood itself is a very large woodland, so there's probably several owners in there. Tell you what I have noticed though, they've put barbed wire along the top, look. And the wire, if you look closely at the wire, they sprinkled it with what I think probably cow manure. So I reckon that's a bit nasty really, because if you cut yourself on that you're going to get an infection. That's a bit of an underhand trick, isn't it? Anyway, just pedalling along this access road now. And then we're making our way back to civilization. I'm actually going to continue on for several more miles because I want to go to local dairy farm and pick up some more of that lovely raw milk. Right, thanks for watching. We're getting to the end of this little track now, and I'm going to carry on my way. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.